Hi friends, today I thought we'd make a few bookmarks. So I'm going to do 4 bookmarks and I'm going to use my mister and hope that I can get a decent bunch of color on here. Haven't been using them too much lately because of the issue of clogged misters, but we'll just go with it and see how it works. So I have my yellow one there I just used. This is a different yellow. This is a shimmer. I'm going to see if that works. I love that shimmer. Okay, I'm just going for my lightest colors. I'm just going to start spraying them because I'm going for a really bright look today, just because a happy story, you know, adventurous, and whatever you're reading. I'm just going for that look. It's kind of going to be like a bookmark for my kids and myself. So I have 3 for the girls and 1 for myself. So that's why it's going to be bright today for me and adventurous, I think. And this is really crazy. And it looks like graffiti. So I'm going with graffiti art today. And it's going everywhere, but I'm going to wipe that up with my index cards. Just grab as much as I can of that. So I think I get purple on all of them. Yes. Okay. So that's the colors I have here. Let's see what else I have. I didn't put any orange. I'm really gooping it on. Going for the real graffiti look, really. And I'm going to do the blue and then the magenta here, the blue. Don't forget the edges, because when it curls up like this, it's really curling, but it's water paper, but I'm putting it on pretty good. So now that's about it. I'm going to dry this up and I'm going to make a shadow. This is what I have, and I'm going to flip them over and I'm doing them on the other side. Now, mind you, you guys, you might think this is really crazy. It is crazy, but like I said, this is for my girls. So sometimes they just like crazy. So we got to think about that too. Sometimes our art might not match what people like. So sometimes we want to do a little crazy for people who are making stuff for us. So I'm just flipping it over to wet the other side. The reason why I had to kind of wait to flip it over, whoa, this is really drippy, this red. Otherwise it would have just kind of inked off on the side, on the other side, and smudged. And I want the splash look, the wet paint look, the graffiti look, but not the kids are fighting, that's great. Not the smudged look. So this is where this is actually coming in okay, that it's all splotty for me, because it's not so bad. This side is going to be a little bit more brighter. I'm being a little more careful maybe. And I'm going to purposely leave it just a tad more brighter. So I'm going to dry up this side and then we'll have both sides done. That's on there. And I'm just going to stencil out Dream. And I got this here. What I'm going to do is just stencil out Dream. Let's see if I'm going to grab my stencil brush here and do that in black. So here it is. I'm going to do this in Dream, and then I'm going to doodle on it a bit. But I want to just kind of, I did it on my thing here, my mat, but that's okay. I just want to have more space to kind of spread it out if I wanted to. I'm going to dab it. You can kind of go around in little circles too, depending on what you want to do. I'm just going to dab it on there and see how that goes on here. Hopefully it's not too moist. And the kids are being very loud. There's my Dream. Sorry guys, keep stopping my video. I'm going to go and kind of swirl with this one just use up the paint. I think I like swirling better on some of these like this. Just kind of get it in there. And I can outline it to make it pop more. Yeah, I definitely think I like it swirly better. And doodle on and that kind of thing. So it's kind of be like the graffiti background and doodling around and having fun with it and just having a nice bookmark for everyone. And they're pretty expensive when you just, oops, that's too low for you. Just buy bookmarks. But they do have like bookmarks of their favorite character and all that kind of stuff. But I know my kids like it when I make them theirs. So I hope this wasn't too moist. I'm just going to do that, make theirs for a gift, and yeah, now I have a Carly. So I'll keep working on it. I got another one. So the blue might have been a little bit too dark to put on there if I wanted to keep it where I can see it, but I can outline my dream and do whatever I want. So I am just going to finish working here, Carly. Like Carly's talking to me. So I'm just going to keep working on this and dry it after this, and then I'm going to have my doodling part. So I think that's it. Okay, you guys, I totally did that underneath. Okay, Carly, don't. Under where I was supposed to be. Okay, but that's the beginning. This is how they are looking so far, and I'm just going to go in with my painters to fix up, oops, some pieces here that I have messed up a little bit. Doing the dark blue kind of also, and this one was just too thin, but doing the dark blue did not work for this particular one, but I'm just going over it a little bit here. And if, hey, one doesn't work, it's okay, it could be mine. But not all, and not everything, and not everything works. So just because I messed that up a little bit, I'm going around it. I think I just had a little bit too much moisture on that particular one, and I was stubbling it, so with the moisture, it was kind of causing it to come underneath a little bit. So there is my dream. It's supposed to be an M, but it looks like that. And I'm just going to go over a little bit in here. And I might even just kind of do this one a little bit better, in a sense of just going on the outside instead of going around each piece, so that it actually reads dream better. But then you just do kind of get what you like. But anyways, so the darker color would have been a better off not doing on that particular piece. But you could always just continue, and it's kind of a good example of how to continue and not worry about it. Don't sweat the small stuff, you know? Don't sweat the small stuff. So I'm just going around it here a little bit too. Kind of make them all look like they belong. Just like that. And yeah, it's kind of getting some of the colors kind of smearing on that particular one, but that's okay. It's gonna look good. And There. Looking pretty good. So you want it flat, so we don't want to add things to it like, but I am going to add some doodling to it. So, I mean, let's see if I got any more white in here. These are really not like something hard to do, but they're just fun, and just get back into some of the things that, you know, we've played with in the past, and just do some of the things that are new to us, like the doodling or whatever. Just throwing our paint on there and having fun with it, using stuff that we don't normally use, especially like I haven't been using these paints in a while, and because just they're so unpredictable and not able to stencil properly with them and whatever. Good excuse to use them. It could be a mess doing this kind of project is what I'm looking for, is a mess. So I'm adding something good onto a mess. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, adding color and or adding doodles and whatever, and I think that's going to be cool. The dog is really starting to howl. Playing with days like this is really fun. I haven't done anything on the back yet, but we could, I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the back. We could use it plain, we can add a little message to whoever, and so that's not quite what I'm really concerned about yet. I might just leave it plain, or I might just doodle on it, I don't know. But I'm just taking my ink calligraphy pen now, and I'm just going to go and doodle in like this on my edges here and kind of make it complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be puncturing a hole at the end, of course, to put my lovely dangles on its string, and then it'll be poking out of the book, which will be really nice. And we want to have something really nice and colorful, and I think it's a cute little thing to add to a card, a tag. You know, you can make it into a tag and have a nice little bookmark as a memory. You can put the year on it, whatever you wish, and it's going to be such a nice little memory, and I know my girls are going to use it. So handmade, and I'm not even stamping it. You can stamp images on it too, but I'm just like, I'm going with my own little thing, although the stencil is, you know, but you could handwrite the word, whatever you wish, hand paint it. But I think this is just really cool, just the way it is like this, adding some doodles and stuff like that. So adding little pieces of character to it. And I'm just doing some X's just because I want to. And I'm trying to find the lighter places here so you can really see them. Oh, it's either I'm at the bottom or I'm at the top. Somewheres. I'm somewheres kind of hiding from you guys. And then that's what I'm doing now. So you could do your own little doodles on it. So I'm just going to outline these, and then I'm going to go punch the hole in there and show you guys my little dangle thread or trim, and that'll be it for this piece. It's going to be a nice little piece. And the nice thing I like about this, using a calligraphy pen, is that it's way better than the gel pen. I find I can write on anything, so I'm just, as long as you're careful, you're not smudging over it, it writes on. So far I've been really doing great with all mediums, so love it. It's nothing too, you know, it's not, it's great. It's just, it's something, it's perfect. It's so like really neat and doesn't take too long, so it's just a cute, unique little thing, and you can go as far with it as you want. doing both sides, writing a message, adding stuff. You just don't want to add like thickness to it. You just want to do your painting and that kind of a thing. So I'm going to dry that up, and then I'm going to punch the holes in here. I'm making my holes. I'm using this tool here, punch. It's from the Princess Auto, and I can do rivets with it. I could do holes. With thicker paper, you don't need anything in it, but sometimes thin stuff you do need, like a little piece of another piece of scrap paper behind it or card, just so that it has a little give. And so I'm just doing that. I'm going to add eyelets to this because I like that. It won't tear as easy, and it doesn't have to hold, the whole thing doesn't have to be in the book, so that's okay. That part sticks out, and I like that kind of a style or look that I want. And my phone just messaged me. So I'm going to put these in, and I'm going to choose the color I like. Oh, by the way, I just want to show you quickly the stencil that I'm using for the dream right here, just to show you. That's the stencil I used. I keep forgetting to show people. And so I'm just throwing in these. I can go whatever color. I think I'm just going to go with the copper colors this time. I have the other tool here that just crunches them together, but it to me doesn't crunch them enough, so I like to also hammer them out as an added. I like to hammer them out in the back here, so I'll be doing that off camera just to flatten them out a bit better. So just like that, and then I'm going to have it all nice secure. It won't tear as easy, and yeah, my dangles will be nice. So I can add anything for dangles too. I can add beads and whatnot too, because it's going to be outside the book, or I could just add the material like the threads and whatnot. So it's just adding a little extra to it, then it's not just the paper. And I love that little detail. So what I'm doing now is that I'm just punching out the name tags. When I punch these out with my punch like this on the pop can, it is very smooth and not sharp, so it's safe. So I'm going to use it as part of the charm, so then they can know which tags are theirs. So I'm just doing mine now. So I'm just doing Mom. And I'm just showing you a quick, and I'm doing it on a piece of board here because you need something solid, and this is really nice because it's got the ledge. You need something solid to do these tapping these letters on. And there's mine. So just to show you. And I tape them down, and then it gives me a little bit of a guide, and it's nice to, it holds them, and I don't have to worry about them flopping around. So, unless I'm just flopping them around, that's what I do. And you can even tap below the tape too, and you just gotta peel off the tape, and it works good. So that's my little thing here. And like I said, they're safe. I find them safe. So you can sand the edges down a bit more if you like. I find them safe. So I mean, you can get paper cut on paper, so it's yeah, I think you have a higher chance of getting paper cut on paper. But that's me. I think they're safe. So now I just got to punch them, and as well as just like I did with the card, do the same thing where I'm going to punch the holes through here and have something to hang them on. And then when they go onto the tags, they'll have their names on them, and they won't get them mixed up. So what I am doing now is I'm just using this playing card as a background, kind of. I'm not even going through the whole thing because I don't need to, but I need to have something to kind of push through. So I'm doing that to, whoops, doing that to all of the names, so then I can put another rivet, or whatever they're called, eyelet through, just like that. It gives it something to go through. I find if you do it just on the middle, it doesn't work as easy. So I find just to be easier for this type, I just do that. And so this works for me, and it changes your sizes and whatever for different holes, sizes. I think these are also used for making loopholes or whatever for belts and that, but for leather. But I use them for everything so far. Have not had a problem going through playing cards. A couple of layers of playing cards doing my paper dolls cards, and there you go. So, and there's my card, so it helps make it. You see that? Little holes in there. It helps get it to go do what I need to do. Once again, putting my eyelets through. Okay, so I am now just going to cover this up with a little bit of black shimmer. You guys, Phoebe had done this with some, I think just like regular markers, like permanent markers, stained her pieces of pop tags that she had made. So it is something you can do with any, with other paints too, not just this brand here that I'm using, but I am using this because I find it, I like it, and yeah. I could have added ribbon to the back to have more of a flare, but I decided not to. I'm going to have the string kind of dangling with it, and it's going to be colorful, so I don't think I need, and I might even add ribbon to this, but I don't think I need to add more to the back of it. So, and I'm leaving the backs. It's fine with me. It's colorful, so, and I'm just going to add some different colors. So this is a gold brush, so I'm just going to add that. And I could add greens, reds, whatever too, because it's going to go well with the piece. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to have lots of color in the strings. So I'm going to heat these up, and then I'm going to attach them to here, to my wonderful tags, my wonderful bookmarks. I do have everything kind of here, and let's pull this over a bit. So I have 4 sections of this colorful string. I'm also cut these in 4, so I have one of these. So I'm kind of getting them, they're not perfect, I'm kind of getting them to the size, like to fit through. And I have this tool, what I use to pull things through. So I'm hoping that I didn't choose too large of a piece here. Gonna push this through. I won't be able to pull it through because that hole is way too small. Push it through. It'll help get in there and pull it through. And this is why I like using the eyelet. But you don't have to have it so thick where you need to do that. And then you just have it, split it, loop it through, and over your card. Just make sure I have all my pieces looped. Need one more looped right here. Because then when you pull on it, if it's not all looped, it's going to come apart on you a bit. Be frustrating. So I got to get all of these like this. Pull my thread through, or whatever you have through. And I do have quite a bit on there, but that's okay. That's the way I want it. I wanted the white to pop. I have quite a bit of color on there. And then I just kind of fold it over like this so it's looped. And you can cut them however you want. I am going to grab one of my shortest ends here, and I think that's this one, and loop this through Chloe's name right through, just like that, and do the same thing. You could tie it, loop it, whatever you feel comfortable with, really. So how would I go do that? Oh, I might have to tie it. I might have to just tie it. So I could just tie Chloe's name on through here. You can do beads, whatever. I'm just wanting to have one little something a little easy, not to break, and you know, something sturdy and cute. And that is what I'm going to do with all of them. So then it looks like that. So this is my project, you guys. These bookmarks, now they are really beautiful. I did the kind of like the graffiti messy paint background. I did a very colorful trim on them, white lace to make the white pop that I did here with the painters, name tags on them. So now there's going to be perfect little Christmas gifts. I'm just going to probably actually thinking about now picking them out a book and throwing this in them with it in there, and then having that as part of their gift. So there we go. And I think that's just cool. They're going to like it. They all have the same design. They all have their own name. Cora's, Kendra's, and myself, Mom. And I think they're going to think that's really cool. So I hope you guys like this project and give it a try. I did leave the back just plain. I could doodle over or whatever, but I just left it plain. So I hope you guys give it a try. Like I said, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Don't forget to crap like a duck. Bye, guys.